First and foremost, I want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for him, this would not be possible. Low Nose Box. Hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe. I want to talk about bochinche demasiado. Mucho boxeo, mucho bochinche de boxeo going on tonight, on a Wednesday night. Teofimo Lopez was recently interviewed yesterday by Michelle Phelps, and he stated that he wants to fight Terence Crawford. He said a lot of things, but one that really stood out was that he confirmed that he wants to fight Terence Crawford. And then he went on to basically criticize Crawford's resume. And he stated that the fighters that Crawford beat all had injuries going into those fights. Terence Crawford, being the gladiator that he is, doesn't take a backseat to nobody. Quickly responded via Twitter. He said some things to Teo. Teo said some things to him. I'm not going to sit here and repeat what they both said to each other. Just look it up. Actual facts. So, Teofimo Lopez versus Terence Bud Crawford. Will that fight happen? I don't know. Do I want that fight? Personally, I don't want that fight. I think Teofimo Lopez is in a position right now where he has a lot of big fights at 140 pounds and potential bigger fights coming up from 135, most notably Gervonta Tank Davis and possibly Shakur Stevenson. But if Teofimo Lopez is really willing to test his greatness and take on somebody like Terence Bud Crawford, so be it. Who I feel wins that fight? I'm going to keep it a beam. I'm a Teofimo Lopez fan. Everybody in sports that watches any type of sport has a favorite team. My favorite fighter is Teofimo Lopez. He's been holding it down for East Coast Latinos, New York City, Philadelphia. He's been holding it down. The last time we had somebody Latin from the East Coast was Danny Garcia. Puerto Rico's been on a drought with world champions and pound for pound type of fighters for quite some time. So Teofimo Lopez has been holding it down for New York Ricans, Philly Ricans, Spanish people all over the East Coast. So he's definitely one of us. But I don't think he beats Terence Bud Crawford. But if he were to beat Terence Bud Crawford, I would not be surprised. I firmly believe that Teofimo Lopez, despite the fact that he will be a big underdog, even if he loses, I believe Teo gives Terence Crawford a tougher fight than anybody at 147 not named Jerron Boots Ennis. Unlike most of y'all favorite fighters out there that call people out just for clout, just to go on Twitter and not make the fight happen, when Teofimo Lopez calls you out, he actually fights you. History proves it. He's been calling for Lomachenko since he had 10 fights. He fought Lomachenko, he beat Lomachenko. Then he was calling out Josh Taylor. Eventually, he fought Josh Taylor and outclassed Josh Taylor. So if Teofimo Lopez is calling out Terence Crawford, I believe him. There's a saying that says, show me who you are, and I believe him. And I believe him. And I believe going into a fight with Terence Crawford, if it were to happen, we will see the best version of Teofimo Lopez possible, because he's the type of fighter that rises to the occasion. Now, despite the fact that Josh Taylor and Lomachenko are very good fighters and Lomachenko a great fighter, Terence Crawford's on a whole different level. On a whole different level. I once stated that Roberto Duran moving up and beating Sugar Ray Leonard is the biggest win any fighter has ever had in boxing, moving up in weight. If Teofimo Lopez were to move up and beat Terence Crawford, that would rival that win that Roberto Duran had over Sugar Ray Leonard. Once again, I don't know if the fight's going to happen, but I do know that Teofimo's out there trying to get that work. Terence Crawford also stated that he might be willing to stay at 147 for just one more fight. And if so, personally, I hope that shot goes to Jerron Boots Ennis. But if it's Teofimo Lopez versus Terence Crawford, what can I say? 2024 is looking like it might be a very good year for boxing if these fights actually do happen. Big shout out to both fighters. With that being said, hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, Low Nose Boxing, because Low Nose Boxing, I'm out.